Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dungeons and Drams, where some of your favorite whiskey tubers get together to play some Dungeons and Dragons. So joining us here tonight are all of the normal players, including myself. I'm back. So,
Yay!
Nice to see everybody.
And
you guys
how was your trip?
Oh, it was great. I got to see all kinds of animals that inspired me to make like really crazy beasts.
Oh, okay, nice.
Oh shit!
I saw bears, and it was funny when I was looking at one of the bears. I was like, imagine wings on that thing.
Just give wings.
I immediately thought of Lil G.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, it kind of made me think about like if you guys ever make it to the I think it's called the ice flow there's ice flows up in the north. I forget what they're called. I have some ideas for like glacial stuff, and I think I could describe it better now too. So it was a great trip over to Alaska. I actually should have probably mentioned that, but yeah, thanks. You guys did a great job with the stream. I enjoyed watching it, even through buffering. But it was fun to watch you guys talk.
Yeah, were you watching that?
I was.
Plane?
Yeah. Which still blows my mind.
His responses were like 20 minutes late.
I know. It kept buffering, and then I was like, well, I don't want to skip anything. And then I ended up skipping ahead a few times when it was noticeable that I had a clue what you were talking about. But yeah, it was tough to keep up. I ended up listening to it again only a few days ago because I wanted to take notes about what you guys were unclear on.
Had wrong.
Yeah, that too. The things that you had
what
wrong
we just
that
made up, and we're like, hope. What you were just hoping, we were hoping that you'd let us get away with.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Those things.
Yeah. So let's talk about what we're drinking tonight, and then Jason, I want to hear all about your thing, your party this last weekend, your celebration.
Sure.
So.
But first, what we're drinking.
What we're drinking.
Ed,
What are you drinking, Bill?
I'm drinking.
I'm just drinking beer at the moment, but I'll jump into. I actually picked up.
Boring.
I went to while I was in Seattle. I went to the Westland Distillery while I was out there. So I picked up the Sherry Wood. I tried a couple of things that were like distillery exclusives as well, which was nice, but they were very pricey, and I was like, well, nobody can buy these, so it's not worth doing a video on. But I really, really liked it. Like if you're in the area, it's everything that they gave me was very, very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I'll probably pop that one. And I haven't had any whiskey in about a week and a half. So we'll see how that goes. It'll probably go very well for you guys.
Yeah.
We're all like, yes, pop them all. Have multiple pours, just to be sure.
I probably will.
Yes.
So,
Ed, what were you drinking?
Oh, I am drinking a canned cocktail. It has ingredients. I may have started a little early tonight.
I love ingredients.
Uh-oh.
So I've been having a good time over here. I'm ready for some D&D.
Nice. Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Let's go to Clifton next. We'll do Clifton, Adriana, and we'll end on Jason so he can tell us about his party.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was moving some bottles around today, just trying to rearrange stuff to get things less floor bottles. Basically, was my goal. And then I found like on the very back of my shelf one of these old 15-year Knob Creek picks that I have sorely missed. For I mean, it's 2020 pick, but man, is it good. So I actually went to a thrift store yesterday and I found this chalice that I thought looked very much like something Knobolas would drink.
I like that.
That's rad.
It's got unicorns.
With the unicorn and everything.
It was $3 at the thrift shop.
$3.
That's what I'm drinking tonight.
My daughter would love that. My 9-year-old daughter would love that.
But I didn't get it because I'm like, when am I going to use a coffee cup? I want a chalice.
Chalice. Right way to go. Adriana,
That's fair.
your hair is looking freshly dyed, it appears.
Yeah, I did like you can always tell if I've washed it because I wore it down. Like,
Oh, okay.
when you have a lot of hair, you wash your hair like once a week, maybe twice. And today was wash day, so because I have a haircut coming, and you have to do your hair before you go get your haircut because that makes sense.
Yes.
So in order to deal with that, I had a couple pours of whiskey to get myself, shower whiskey, to get myself through detangling my hair. And then I've got a daiquiri going on before I switch back to, I'm trying to finish this Maker's Mark FAE 01. I'm going to finish that, the second half. So Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I specifically go with scotch when I go in the shower just for the alliteration. But just
Oh, shower
That's a-
scotch.
yeah.
I mean, it's not like a true alliteration, though. It's not a shush.
Well,
If it was shush,
your face is an alliteration.
shower shot. So I am the stepdaughter of an English professor, so I'll call you out.
That's fair. Yes.
All right, Jason, tell us about the weekend and what you were drinking.
I don't know. You guys are talking about alliterations. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Jason doesn't do multi-syllable words.
What is this?
I stick to the good ones, the 4-letter words. That's what I like.
There you go.
Those are the best.
Those are the best words. I'm drinking our Barrel King blend that we came out with. We named it FYPB for Fuck Your Perfect Bourbon.
That's what I was
Yep,
hoping.
that's
That is perfect.
Yeah. This was the one we did. We had a bunch of we had about 13 of the Patreon members go down to Barrel King, and we did a little blending competition. This is the one that won.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
those-
speaking of 4-letter words, you named your. It's perfect.
Right, because the guys that lost went, fuck.
Was Darrell on the losing team?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so the event was incredible. First time, very stressful in the beginning.
Yeah.
I tend to hide my stress pretty well, and I was trying to hide it, but I was pretty nervous. But yeah, Friday was an amazing night. We went to had right at Sagamore. Amazing food, amazing people, live music. People were able to do tours of Sagamore.
That must be awesome.
Kind of like a bridge tours. We built 2 flights that people could purchase to try. First drink was on us. The food was amazing. The food was absolutely incredible. And then we actually had it right at the end of the night, like towards the end, we had a rainbow in the sky overlooking the water, which is
Nice.
What?
yeah. And then Saturday, the second day, we went out to Sagamore Farm. We had tractor rides about every hour so people could see the entire farm. We had the full live band was there. Friday, we had about 4 or 5 different distillers. People can try stuff, taste stuff. Had a live cigar roller, really good food too from the food truck. I mean, it was hot. It was kind of hot. It was like 90 degrees in the middle of the farm, but luckily we had moved everything over a little bit, got some trees so people can kind of hang out in the shade, and there was some cloud cover here and there, so it was kept everyone hydrated. And yeah, about 130-ish people came, and for our
Wow,
first
very
event,
cool.
yeah,
Very
for
nice.
our first event, it was pretty successful. So we were really
Yeah, that's huge.
nothing but good feedback.
Well, congrats, Jason. That's awesome. I'm glad
That
everything
is
went
awesome.
well. Yeah. And you can only
Yeah,
control so much, you know. I mean, someday you might get the weather, but for the moment, sounds like everything else went very
Yeah.
well. So maybe
Yeah,
all
we
your
had
all your stressing was probably for a good reason.
Yeah,
So-
we had a wonderful bottle share Friday night in the hotel, which was nice. They kind of let us, and there was a lot of bottles. It was crazy.
Yep. That's not
Yeah, I
unexpected. but-
definitely want to thank my girlfriend Kim for kind of helping me with the kind of all the last minute details of probably stuff that I wasn't thinking of, and yeah, she was amazing. So
Yay!
Go Cab.
Yeah. Nice. Well, I'm very happy everything worked out. And I liked looking at
That
the pictures
sounds
that you
awesome.
posted on your Patreon. They were cool. The cigar roller, that looked really, really good. I don't partake in cigars very often, but like events like that, like I would have a very hard time not doing that, and that would have been amazing, I'm sure. So
yeah, we had the cigar roller. He did some. So we prepaid for about 100 cigars for everybody. So all you have to do is
Wow.
all you have to do is just walk up and grab one if you wanted one.
What?
Wow.
And he was so he did, I think he did like, actually no, correct, I think he did like 75 pre-made, and then the rest he actually hand rolled there at the event so people could see how he made them. His name was Cortez. He was like sitting in the sun with his white hat and his white shirt. I mean, he looked legit.
This takes me back.
Yes.
Yeah.
My great grandfather used to roll his own cigars and grew up on a tobacco farm and all that. I remember him always doing the same thing with the hat and everything,
plus
rolling up the cigar.
Yeah, we got some
multifaceted too.
great-
He could roll some crepes for you the next morning. I'm hoping that to reference Seinfeld. Yes? No? Oh, you guys suck.
Oh.
Never mind. Somebody in the chat's going to get way more enjoyment out of that.
I mean,
yeah.
It's like when you mentioned it, I know the episode, but I can't say I've seen that episode in a long time. But I know what you're talking about.
Kramer hired some Cuban cigar rollers to do some crepes, and they were rolled so tight that they were exploding on people at breakfast. Yeah. And like burning them with like jelly and stuff.
Oh, no.
So, anyway.
Oh, Kramer.
I know, right? All right. Well, does anybody have anything else that they want to address before we dump you guys into a room of complete darkness?
Oh, no.
Cheers, everybody.
Yeah.
Cheers. Gonna go some kind
It's
of
nice knowing y'all.
I will tell you guys that this was the first room of the dungeon that I designed. So despite this being the golden vault with sunstones and everything, the first room that came to mind was darkness. So this is for you, Jason. All right.
All right.
So here's a recap, because it's been like a month. So yeah, it's just balls of snakes rolling around. All right. Sorry. Okay. When last we saw Snortimer's soldiers, they were deep within the Golden Vault, a secure location housing the sunstones that have been mined within the Sunstone Caverns. They were trying to retrieve a mere 15 pounds of sunstone, but instead opted to delve deeper into the vault in search of the Chalice of Kings. Our most recent episode had our group encountering both a fire elemental and ice elemental who possess two powerful blades, Pyroxis Ember Edge and Rhymegeist's Glacial Sting. There was a bit of combat, a bit of fiery dancing, and our group emerged victorious. Alessio, the arcane trickster rogue, now holds Glacial Sting, aligned with his mission to protect his sister Mia. And it's Mia, right? Not Maya? Right, it's Mia. Mia, thanks. And Agnomeio now holds the Ember Edge, aligned with his penchant for chaos, seeming to find humor in watching the world burn. Deeper and deeper they went when they met with their next challenge, a room of pillars standing above a chasm. The somewhat easy puzzle was made far more challenging by a tricky dungeon master and a group who brute forced their way through the puzzle. A bit hurt, a few close calls, and some leaps of faith later, the group now stands in the liminal space before the room titled Darkness on their map. In front of you, you see nothing. Alessio, Neil lands on your shoulder, and you feel his talons grip tightly, as he seems as if he's clinging to you for protection or possibly something else.
Well, he's scared. Neil's scared? Well, when Neil's scared, there's a problem.
That's not good.
Not good.
I do
That's
not
not
like
good.
when Neil is scared.
I do not like when Neil is this scared. Okay.
All right. So TaLin.
TaLin can produce flame now. I can see if that'll help us see anything.
Well, yes, if you can do it. Yeah.
Does that
Flame
sound
on.
like a good idea?
Does that
Oh, this
sound
one's
like
so-
something you want to do is actually see things? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I thought it might be helpful. Of course, now I can't find it because that's a new thing.
So it's under your cantrips,
Blah, blah,
under
blah.
spells.
I'm just going to take
there it is.
my
Thank you.
rapier out and I'm going to just poke it into the darkness a little, just like,
Also, I got new things, but yeah, we'll just.
So
Can you just light it? Like if it's a cantrip,
so
you only
because-
roll if it's an attack.
Because I know that you're somewhat new with spells, let me take just a moment to help you out here. And for anybody listening who's just kind of not familiar. So cantrips can be used as many times as you want, as frequently as you want, just kind of over and over and over again. The idea is that you have practiced this so many times it's like second nature. So you're just like, produce flame. But produce flame also has an attack if you want to. You can either light it and just kind of, keep it, and then if you want to, you could throw it at somebody and do a D8 plus something. Or you could just have it as magical flame.
Okay. So this one works the way I think magic should and is unlimited.
Correct. Exactly.
Unlike what I found out during the Christmas special or whatever.
When I killed you?
Yes, when you killed me and I discovered you can't just do unlimited magic, which is dumb.
All right.
So I'm going to produce flame.
All right, so
rolling.
TaLin, digging deep, and for those that didn't notice, so everybody leveled up to level 9 in the last between the episodes, and TaLin took a level of druid, so she has a little bit of maybe a little influence from Dilla, or possibly just your experience with Terrasil. But either way, you produce flame. Now, what does that look like to you? Tell me about your spell.
So basically, I go like this. I do a thumbs up, and basically a ball of blue, mostly blue, but a little bit of orange flame pops up.
All right, so you kind of hold your thumb up. Your thumb lights in flame, and you can see the flame on the tip of your finger, but just barely, and it seems to be only lighting about an inch around this flame. This room, there's some sort of magical darkness going on here that is impenetrable, at least from what you've tried.
Can we roll for Arcana to explore this whole darkness thing?
You could roll for Arcana to understand magical darkness if you'd like.
Sure. Understand magical darkness. See if there's a way.
Go for it.
All right. Come on.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
A natural 20.
So, feels redundant to say that in your research, you've learned about magical darkness. Magical darkness typically can be overcome by magical flame. So something is either more powerful or slightly different about this particular, whatever's producing this darkness. Magical, with a 50, actually you rolled a 20, so I'll give you a little bit more. Magical darkness works very similar to the way that a candle would, or just regular flame. Like if you cast magical darkness on a small item, you could put it inside of a lantern and basically shine darkness as if you would light.
Weird. Cool.
So something about this room is like inky black, but not overcome as normal magical darkness would be.
So we gotta find the dark lantern and smash it. All right.
Yeah.
So
smash a lantern.
I'll also tell you, just because I haven't quite described what you're seeing. So behind you, you do still see the pillars and the columns and that room, and there's a slight glow of the sunstone behind you. So you could see the doorway, but everything from behind you, it's literally like you have your eyes closed, except for that small little light that you, TaLin, can see. But even the other members of your party would just barely detect a faint light. The ground.
Did anybody grab sunstone?
I did. I was just going to reach into my bag.
Yeah.
I hold forth the sunstone.
Sure. What do you do with it? Or just
it
holding it
shine?
forth doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, that's annoying.
No light?
All right. Well then, Alessio, pass me your zappy javelin stick.
Javelin of lightning.
Javelin of lightning?
Yeah. Or bring it over here and stab this rock real quick. I want to see what happens if we put light through a sunstone. Can we make a lamp? Can we make a sunstone lamp?
Are you pulling a Ben Franklin? Is this like
Basically,
a key and a kite thing?
Yeah, a key and a kite. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you cool with this, Alessio?
Yeah, I mean, I just hope I don't electrocute my friend, but okay.
I'm wearing gloves.
I can heal.
So you jab the javelin into the sunstone, and you do see a spark, as if a lightning bolt within a really dark, deep cloud, just sparking from one part to another. You see it hit the wall, and then it dissipates. But you could tell that the wall is made of rock, and you do also kind of get the sense that the floor beneath your feet is also completely made of, say, granite or rock or bedrock, something like that. Very, very hard.
Or like, just so I understand, like a beam of light shot out for just a split second?
Basically like a lightning bolt, like a spark.
Oh,
yeah.
Like when we hit the sunstone with the stick. It came out of the sunstone?
Here's a very specific example that hopefully you guys get. Have you ever been in bed at night and had like a really heavy blanket and you can make like static electricity by rubbing it?
Yep.
You ever see? It looks just like that. It's like the faintest little hint of light.
Got it. Okay. But hey, I mean, we're in the right direction. Okay. All right.
All right, so it looks like there's a floor. It's not just a pit.
That is good. That was an option.
Yeah.
Ooh, can Neil see any better than the rest of us? Or no? He's a crow, right?
Good question.
Raven?
I'll save you the
As
time.
a druid, do you? Oh,
Neil cannot see anything that you cannot see in this scenario. Like his vision is the same as yours. So basically, it's dark.
My dark vision isn't any help, right?
I was just gonna
No,
say,
actually, nobody's
vision?
dark vision is any help in here. This room,
boy.
you are. It's like I said. It's as if you have your eyes closed.
Okay.
All right, what if we just go old school, guys, and light a torch?
I was
We
about to
tried
suggest
that.
that. Why has no one suggested that yet?
We could try. I mean, didn't we try that with the flame? But we could try it regular.
I mean, yeah, I lit a fireball, a little tiny fireball.
All
I
right.
don't know how, yeah, but I don't know how tiny that is compared to a torch.
I whip out
Okay.
a torch. Wow.
Okay.
I hold forth a torch.
Sure. So you hold forth a torch. It's hard to even find the end of the torch to light it, but you see a couple quick little sparks as you do whatever you do. Maybe you hold it up to TaLin's finger. You see it light, and for the briefest of moments, you see the tip of it, and it's just this extremely dull glow. It's like,
Okay.
it's like so nothing, and it's almost like being enveloped by the darkness. You can't see anything.
Oh, okay. So it's just like blanketing anything.
It's
So
blanketing
what if
everything.
Alright.
what if we? I'm just thinking. Do either spellcaster? Do either of you have like some sort of light or electricity spell?
That's what I was looking. I mean, I have things to make things darker, not make things lighter.
We don't need that right now. Please don't make it any darker.
Is there anything that I have that would help in this situation?
Okay.
TaLin, maybe some of that new druid magic.
That was my druid magic.
Oh, that was it. Oh, okay.
She's only level
Well,
one
and I
druid.
could talk to animals. Does that help? And I can heal.
Thornberry.
I feel like this room has some sort of either whatever the air is in it. It's not just the darkness. I feel like whatever air is in this cavern is keeping any light from.
Ooh. Does the air feel different?
Well, only way to find out, and I step forward.
All right, so
Yes.
before you do that, let me answer TaLin's question. The air in here, it's stale. There doesn't seem to be any sort of movement of like wind or breeze or anything. Whereas the rest of it, maybe it's just something with the light, but everything else just kind of felt fresh and like not damp and dank like a normal cave would. This room just starts to feel a little bit stale. So Agnomeio, you take a step forward. So as you do, you take a step forward, and you feel the ground beneath your foot. Very, I'm assuming fairly gingerly. You feel the ground, and you step, and everything seems okay.
Okay, that seems good.
Bill, I feel like I had I'm trying to find where it would be. It was an ability that would let me cast something like a spell that I don't have or a cantrip that I don't have.
Yes.
Normally, I was wondering what that was called.
It's your it's like a gem, dark shard amulet, I think.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Hey guys, the darkness seems okay.
It's still dark.
It's still dark.
Seems dark.
Very dark.
So
It's
while you
still dark.
step forward, TaLin's like touching the wall
Mm-hmm.
and takes like a step trying to, just sort of feel along the wall.
Sure. So let me drop Neil from here. Neil is on your shoulder. He's just in the way. So TaLin, you take a step forward and you keep your hand on the wall, and you notice that the wall starts to turn to the right at about a 90-degree angle. So
Okay, I call this out to everybody else. Like, y'all, I'm following along the wall. I'm just touching it. And it seems like I'm curving to the right as opposed to just a hallway straight. So
Yeah.
I'm going to
Okay, so maybe
follow
we
it
should all
along
just-
to the right.
All right,
we all
let's do
just
it.
use-
So-
yeah, let's use the wall as our guide.
So one
Yeah.
thing, Agnomeio, as she says this, you kind of reach out yourself, and you feel the wall to your left is basically the same thing. It's like a 90-degree wall that turns left.
Mm-hmm.
You could do whatever you'd like from there, but I feel like that would have been a thing you'd kind of be feeling around.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So,
So should we all? I think
we
we should all stay
split?
together. We should all just.
Ooh.
Do we split or all go to the right, all go to the left?
The room
I
made
run
of
out
darkness.
right
Let's
into
split
the
up.
Right?
Yeah.
all right,
Let's all go to the left
right.
and follow Agnomeio.
Let's go to the right.
I'm-
We're going to the
Oh,
right.
shit.
All right.
All right.
I walk along the wall.
I'm
Sure.
lost already.
All right. So, well, actually, Knobolas, that's a very real statement here. you can't see.
Should we hold
anybody,
hands?
and although, so I will say that everybody else's senses are working as they normally would. Like Booker is kind of staying near you, TaLin, but I think he's probably using his smell to keep him there. Knobolas, you're about 10 feet back from the group at the moment.
Oh shit.
And you can hear them walking, but you can't see, obviously. What are you doing?
I'm gonna walk towards the sound. I'm just gonna follow the sound.
Okay.
Put a hand on the wall.
So I want to have all 4 of you make a perception check for me. Let's see how good you are.
Do we need to do?
Go ahead.
Do we need to do the kindergartner thing of like we all are holding on to a rope and nobody gets lost?
I'm down with holding hands though.
Right?
In a
Certainly could.
like romantic way.
Sorry, we're doing perception.
Perception. Yep. This is basically how.
Can I do a real?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna pop my new bottle. So let's get this here.
All right.
Oh, it's a twist top. Aw. I mean, I do like twist tops, but it doesn't have the
13.
All right, you guys rolled really well. Agnomeio has 15, Alessio 21, Knobolas 21, and TaLin, what'd you roll?
Is it just your plus
So
whatever? Like, so it's 13 plus 1?
It would be plus your perception. Which.
Okay, yeah. So 14.
Okay.
Then.
All right, so all of you are able to basically hear the shuffling of feet of the people next to you. Probably up to about 10. Like, you're not going to get lost as long as you stay close to each other. But if you do want to, like, hold on to each other's, sleeve or something like that, that would be fine too.
Put your hand upon my shoulder, my brother.
I was gonna say, grab my pecs. Anyone? Any takers? Anyone? No? Okay.
So.
I can't reach, unfortunately.
Well, there's something else
All right.
I'm not holding on to that.
Everyone have one.
Knobolas accidentally gets whacked in the balls.
Everyone have one hand on the person in front of your shoulder and one hand on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, so I've kind of arranged you guys. It's TaLin, Agnomeio, Alessio, Knobolas, and Booker is going to just kind of hang near you, TaLin, as much as he can.
Okay. Sweet.
So as you're starting to walk away, Knobolas, you detect the door behind you to the pillar room closes.
Oh shit.
And it closes fairly quickly, as if it's being slammed shut.
Uh-oh, we're trapped.
Oh god, here comes the ball.
I don't like that.
Use perception to see if anything followed us in.
Roll it with disadvantage.
Oh, yeah, we can't see.
Oh my god, that's good. Ooh, I really like that. The Weston Sherry.
What was it again?
Weston Sherrywood. Ooh, yummy.
Nice.
All right, so Knobolas, you more turned around as the door was shutting, and you think you might have seen like maybe a shadowy hand on the door, but it's shadows. I mean, it could be anything.
Oy.
Did it seem like the hand was outside the door or inside the door?
What you saw, they were more like lines of shadows, kind of getting the last glimpse of light on the inside of the door.
All right, let's just keep walking, folks. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a couple more steps.
Before we do, I was thinking, I kind of want to see how big the cavern is, if we can figure that out. If I can feel around for a rock.
Sure. Yeah, you reached.
Do I have a stick?
So we'll stick with Agnomeio for the moment. So you reach down, you grab a rock. Which direction are you throwing it?
I'd like to throw it away in the direction, away from the wall we're leaning on.
Okay, so tell me, like,
Not,
are you going
not directly into the wall? Just the
Are you going? So
That's fair.
So the wall is currently to the south and west of you. Like it's kind of going at a 45-degree angle. Are you throwing it to the north
northeast?
Okay. All right. So you throw it, and let's just kind of get an idea of. So,
You hear a little gnome go. You hear a little gnome go. Ow!
Right.
I'm glad I didn't
Right in
have
the
that prepared.
colonies.
I'm glad I didn't have that because that would have ruined that. But that's all right. You hear a little gnome go out. All right. So you throw the rock and it sails through the air for like a quarter of a second before you do hear it hit something.
Okay.
Your best guess is there's something probably about 20-30 feet away from you.
Oh, okay.
It's either
It definitely
a wall.
Yeah, it
or
definitely hit a
pillar.
wall. Because what you heard is you heard like a clunk and then you heard chunk 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 as it hits the ground.
And it definitely didn't say ouch.
It definitely didn't say ouch.
Okay.
Okay.
And it didn't sound like a pit. like a rock falling down along
It didn't
a deep
sound
abyss.
like it fell long enough to be a pit that direction or anything like that. So.
Okay.
All right,
good.
So I don't know if TaLin has a stick, but she'll at least take her torch and kind of use it, like a blind person's guide stick
Great idea.
to tap the floor in front of me as I
yeah,
feel the wall and go along.
Ooh, you're like a D&D, like original Dungeons and Dragons. I like that. That was a thing. Like they had a 10-foot pole, and like you don't move unless you tap the square in front of you. So
Oh, really?
yeah, that's great.
That's me.
Yeah, good job. All right, so you're tapping, you're moving. How far do you want to go? Well, this is going to be let's try to talk this out. So as you're going, you're keeping your hand on the wall. You start to notice that the wall is also starting to curve to the right again. So almost like back the direction you came, but clearly not like you're still going forward. But just it's
Right.
like
Yeah, so kind of like a U shape. We're kind of
Exactly,
going in,
yes.
now we're back up. All right.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we still can't see, so we might as well just keep following the curvature of the wall.
Mhm.
As long as
Yeah.
TaLin doesn't feel any holes or pits with her stick.
No, that's Knobolas' job.
So does it kind of feel like a passageway? Like, does it feel like a corner? Like I'm kind of accidentally following along a passageway off of it,
so
or is
you-
just a bit of
So
a curve?
From what you can tell, is you're walking and you're keeping your hand on the wall to your right, and it's just starting to curve to the further to the right. You don't know where you're going or which direction or what's to your left.
Okay.
Just
With
keep
my little
following.
ball of light that's on my thumb, can I see just that patch of wall at all?
Pretty much all that is doing for you is reminding you that you have a hand. Like you can't see further than like the hand in front of your face.
So, Bill, what's the
I have a
room?
nice thumb.
Is the room still kind of like a dank smell? Is
The-
it? Can we hear anything? Is it still silent in there? What's happening in this room as we walk forward?
Make a perception check for me, Alessio.
Okay.
Be careful what you ask.
I know, right? Be careful what you ask for. 19.
A 19. So you feel like you hear something moving along the ground. It's not snakes, but you feel like you hear something kind of just move. It's like a very slow, like almost like a grinding, but very, very subtle. Like if you didn't roll a 19, you probably wouldn't have heard it. It's almost like, let me see if I can do some ASMR here. It's almost like
Oh God.
like that.
Are we in a trash compactor?
What a wonderful smell you've discovered. Yeah, no. So TaLin, let's see something here.
Uh-oh.
You suddenly feel very cold, and you just feel the sense of lethargy come over you. But you also take 13 points of damage.
What?
Motherfucker.
Oh my God! The fucking Dementors are here.
And
Expecto
hold on.
Patronum.
Let's just do this real quick, because for some reason it didn't roll the other one. Your strength is reduced by 4 points.
Well, that's not cool.
What? My strength is like the only thing I've got going for me in life.
So if you don't know, if you can't figure out how to do that, let me know and I'll do it for you. But something just attacked you from your left. We're not quite going to go into initiative order, but if you'd like to do something, then you're welcome to.
I'm just gonna whip up my
Like
fire
something
sword.
just attacked me for like, did I feel something physical hit me, or I just
So,
like suddenly feel cold and weak?
What you would
Like
have
sick,
felt
like
is
I got the flu.
almost like something like grasp your throat, but very cold, and your just whole body, you just are like, oh, I'm just like so tired, and you feel like some pain, and all of a sudden you just feel much weaker.
I yell at it for one, so that others know.
Hey, stop it!
I'm like, oh.
Hey!
We're all like, what?
I'm like, let me go.
I like that.
Oh, boy.
And as I so I'm like leaning against the wall, I imagine.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I pull out. What do I do? This thing is so different from what I'm used to. Sorry, everything's very weird.
That's all right.
Basically, I suddenly got attacked on the side. I lean against the wall, pull out my machete, of course, and I try to stab it, but I yell at it, and so Booker is alerted also.
Okay.
That something has come at me, kind of thing.
Okay.
And so it's made me feel cold. I'm trying to remember. I was trying to find. It's so dark. I can't click on Booker.
Sorry, he's way up here.
I think that's him.
I'm moving.
There he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Don't worry about Booker at the moment. What are you doing? So you're yelling and you're swiping out with your machete?
I'm yelling that I'm like, something grabbed me, and I'm swiping at it with my machete.
All right, make an attack roll with your machete. It may or may not let you because you don't actually have anything targeted, but we'll see. And I am gonna. Sure. I did start combat. I'd like everybody to roll initiative at this point.
Cool.
But TaLin, you will get the first move.
Ooh, that's a 22.
A 22 to hit.
For an attack.
All right, perfect. All right, so your machete swings out. Go ahead and roll damage with that.
Yeah, buddy. It's a 7.
Yeah.
Second.
It's a 7. All right, so you swipe out, and you notice there is some resistance to your swipe. With the still air, it's actually very obvious to you that you hit something, but your machete still goes right through it. But you hear this otherworldly sound that sounds like a gasp. Almost, let's see if I can do what I have in my head. It's almost like like that. And it's about 3 feet from your ear.
Does everybody else hear that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
All right.
Just making sure it's not in my head.
So Knobolas, you are up first.
Okay. So I can't see anything, right?
You cannot see anything. The only thing, like, you've heard this noise, and you're holding on to Alessio. I want to say you're actually probably playing with his hand, like a making him a little uncomfortable. So.
Of course.
Alessio's like, it's not dark enough for this.
Could I detect the direction the sound was coming from?
Yes, so it's coming from your southwest. However, you know what? Because you are directly next to Booker, and you would know this, if you choose to, I will let you grab Booker and let him lead you towards TaLin. That's completely up to you if you want to take that path.
I like that idea, yeah.
Okay.
I'll grab onto his collar or whatever he has and direct him to. Obviously, he's about to go after her anyways because.
Yeah.
Yep.
You heard me yell out.
All right. Yeah. So Booker instinctually is running towards you, TaLin, when he hears you kind of gasp out in pain. Knobolas uses this moment. He grabs grabs him by the back of his top hat, which is on very securely, and Booker is leading Knobolas towards this creature.
I was thinking his tail, but okay.
Well, that works.
I thought you had a harness. When you ride him, you have a
you grab some part of Booker. It's irrelevant.
He does have a saddle.
All right, perfect. You grab his saddle and you get pulled. So you are currently standing what you presume to be about 10 feet away from TaLin, and Booker is growling.
And I still can't see what the hell's going on.
You can't see anything, no. If you choose to attack,
and I'm just leaned against the wall, muttering how cold I am.
Yes.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Perfect.
It's cold.
I mean, the only thing I can think to do, I'm going to do the Armor of Agathis just to shield myself a bit.
Go for it. All right, Agnomeio and then Alessio. That's the turn order. Anything else, Knobolas?
No. So it says, okay, I forgot about the temporary hit points, but no, that's it. I'm just gonna stand ready to fight whatever's about to come for me.
All right, Agnomeio, you're up.
I draw forth my super awesome flamey rapier.
The Ember Edge.
I whisper to Pyroxis, "Oh, hey, flame buddy, what fell creature is in these?"
Amigo.
I know, buddy. I'm going with buddy. I like buddy.
Okay.
Flame buddy.
My buddy. He's my buddy, Pyroxis.
Flame buddy.
What fell creatures live in this cavern?
So he responds back to you. So as he attempts to, or as the sword attempts to light, you can feel the heat radiating off of it, but you can't see almost any of it. You see the glow as if like think of like a forged sword, as it's just the red is starting to dull from the heat. That's what it looks like. But you know this thing is roaring with flame. And you hear in your head, I don't know what is in this cavern.
You don't ever come over here for a visit, hang out with the ghoulies? No? Okay. Is that, you know anything about crazy, spooky darkness?
He doesn't respond to you at this point.
All right. Well, all right. Okay. Good talk.
Anything else? You guys are gonna let TaLin get abused here. What are you doing?
Well, no, I'm gonna.
TaLin's over here like, stop eating chicharrones and fucking do something.
Well, I want to use the sword to try to warm her at least, since it should still be warm
Quite
even
cold.
if we can't see the light. So, it said she was weirdly cold.
I'm super cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, TaLin, that does seem to help you a bit. You feel warmer, but you do still feel quite tired.
Right. And then I'd like to try to I'm gonna just shuffle in between her and the darkness and just have that sword out, just like
Sure.
Come on.
So, TaLin, were you able to reduce your strength? Because if not, I'll do it for you.
Oh, I just wrote it down.
Oh, okay. So in the future, so on your character sheet, you could click on the number and then just hit -4. So now you have a strength of 12.
I'm with you now.
All right.
Gotcha.
Cool. So Agnomeio, that'll end your turn.
Yep.
All right, Alessio, what are you doing? Your group has now kind of left you. You can hear them. You know that they're like about 10 feet ahead of you, but you obviously can't see anything. You hear like there's a lot of bodies ahead of you, just kind of all in one space. It's a little tough to tell what to do.
So did I hear the conversation between Agnomeio and this
Yes.
shadow person?
So you heard Agnomeio's part.
I didn't hear his.
Correct. Yep. And going
You have
forward,
a different guy.
Yeah, going forward, all voices from the swords will be directly inside the head of the person who's attuned to it.
The voice came from the sword.
Yeah, so occasionally I might speak just to one of you guys, just like technically I might speak only to one of you, but in the midst of something like this, it's just pretend like you didn't hear it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I heard TaLin get hurt, so I kind of go near TaLin, and I kind of feel for her and see where she is. And she said she told me she gets attacked to her left. So what I want to do is summon a spell I have not gotten to use yet, but this is kind of the best thing I could use, which is Shadow Blade.
Okay. Tell us about Shadow Blade.
The Shadow Blade, it lasts until the spell ends, but what it does, it deals 2d8 psychic damage on a hit, and it has the finesse, light, and properties of range from 20 to 60. In addition, if I attack a target that is in dim light or darkness, I make the attack roll with advantage.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay.
Oh.
Heck yes. So I would say that currently, although you cannot see this creature, you are adjacent to it, and based off the commotion going on, you have a direction to stab if you choose to. But keep in mind, you don't know what's next to you. Like, the commotion could be Knobolas, or it could be Booker, or it could be TaLin. Like, you could just stab. But tell me what you want to do.
Oh, God. Well, I think what I do is I kind of yell to everyone that...
Duck.
Everyone get down. Like, hit the floor. I'm going to attack with advantage.
Okay.
My booming
Get
blade.
to the chopper.
I know, that's all I could think of. Get down!
Get down.
All right, so I saw you roll dice, but I don't see anything come up.
Yeah, why didn't it come up?
I don't know. They looked like high dice rolls, though, so I'm going to say that...
It was a 17 and an 18.
Perfect. Those will definitely hit. All right, so go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Cool. I have no idea where you... Oh, did you end up doing like private roll or something like that? But how much damage did that do?
It
was
was
8 and 3, I saw.
Yeah, it was 8 and 3.
All right, so you do 11 points of damage. All right, so you stab out with your blade, your brand new rapier, actually, and we could see that, Knobolas. All right, so you stab out with your rapier, and you feel it enter something that resists, as if it's air but thicker, and you hear the sound of whatever this creature is. It's like a gasp, and it fades into nothingness, and you feel as if this creature is no longer there.
Oh.
I know what we are fighting. It is a meringue monster, slightly thicker than air, the prow of the tunnels of Harbourhaven.
Like lemon meringue?
Yes.
That's all right.
The lemon meringue monsters of Harbourhaven. Have you not heard of them?
Oh,
Like your cocktail friend from work.
I can't. I don't know if he's kidding or not. Wait, is he serious?
I don't know. That's up to him.
Does the room feel any brighter?
Meringue
It's still just
monster.
as
I
dark.
want
The-
meringue now.
The room does not feel brighter at all. But you also, now that you guys are kind of all in this one area, you realize that to your left is a wall and to your right is a wall. There's about a 15-foot gap, but you guys are all kind of in this space. So you're starting to realize that you're now heading through a bottleneck of a tunnel.
Going. What do y'all think?
So I would tell you, Knobolas, you could tell that the wall to your left, I'll just move you for a sec. It's about 5 feet to your left. The wall there seems to be jutting out and curving to the right as well. So mentally, you might be picturing that there would be like a longer tunnel to the north, and that you guys are dipping down to the south. As if, just to go through, like, so as if the door you came in, like if there was a straight tunnel that went that way, and then you guys have turned to the right and you're now heading to the south.
All right. Well. First of all, how's TaLin feeling? Is her energy coming back, or is she still pretty lethargic?
Her energy she has kind of recovered as far as like, all right, she's ready for action again, but she still feels weaker. It seems to be permanent.
All right, TaLin, why don't you? So I kind of feel for TaLin, touch her shoulder, and say, "Here, get behind me." And
Okay.
we'll follow the south side of the wall. Knobolas and Agnomeio follow the north side, and let's see how far this bottleneck goes.
I'm gonna hop up on Booker to follow along with y'all since I'm so tired. Also, though, follow-up question: does the compass just like readjust its coordinates every time we enter a new room? Like, is north just always the top, and east is always just to the right? and
Yeah,
south is
we'll just do that to keep things easy. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Good question though. It's funny. I've considered that
gotten
before
way too
too.
hung up on that.
No, I've thought about that before. I was like, it's really convenient. The top of the map is always north. So,
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't know if you've noticed, but the
as somebody who hikes a lot, I'm like, how is north always up here?
the entrance
Is
to
that
almost
right?
every dungeon that you guys have gone in is at the south west, but not on purpose, just because that's where I mentally start. All right, so Knobolas and Agnomeio, are you guys going to separate from the group while Alessio and TaLin go south
Well,
and you guys go north?
We're not really separating. It's only a 15-foot gap.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
just feel around to see, just to make sure, like, we're not.
You guys feel around the top roll. Let's kind of stay in communication. What you're feeling.
right.
Booker and TaLin, get behind me. Come here, boy.
All right.
Boop-a-doop.
Giddy up.
Excuse me. I'm definitely coming back from, I was on a cruise, so of course I got sick. So I apologize for everybody listening. All right, so we're going to go with Agnomeio and Knobolas first. So Knobolas, you're going to be leading the way. What are you doing?
I'm keeping definitely like, I think both hands on the wall. I just want to like feel like to keep track of basically so I don't lose track of direction because I feel like that's something I could easily get lost.
Sure. All right, so you start heading to the north, and you notice that the wall is turning to the right, to the east.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. All right. My water was hiding behind the whiskey. That's kind of a sign, I think.
That's what we all want.
Metaphor.
I want to
Right.
keep like feeling. I'm going to realize that this is like a pathway here, but I kind of want to stick to like this main room we're in to see if there's any other pathways that we may have missed. So I'd like to
Sure.
keep going around the room without going down that hall.
All right. So you go let's just say you go in about another 10 feet or so, and you notice the wall is, again, kind of curving as if a U shape. You still do not see any sort of light whatsoever. This is 100% darkness. But the wall itself is turning almost completely 180 degrees. It's like a sharp little peninsula, if you want to think of it that way.
Gotcha. So it's not like a pathway. It's more of just like a dead end kind of thing.
I wouldn't say it's a dead end. It does feel like you can still sense the space ahead of you feels open. Maybe you even make a noise and you kind of hear it just go. But you could tell there's probably like a large open space ahead of you, but what lies beyond that, you don't know.
I'm gonna turn to Agnomeio and see what he recommends. Or sorry, who's with you? Is it Agnomeio?
So you and Agnomeio, yep.
Okay, yeah. I'll just ask him, like, what do you think? Do we go down these paths or
Always forward.
always forward? Okay.
Okay. So TaLin and Alessio, you guys would be able to hear them talking. Like, they're only at 20 feet away from you, so that's not a problem. And it's a cave, so it's fairly echoey in here. That being said, you guys have not been able to, like, just throughout this whole thing, you can't tell where the ceiling is. It could be 100 feet above you, or it could be 10 feet above you, but you can't reach it either way. Okay. So Agnomeio and Knobolas, you guys go ahead another, say, 10 feet or so. And Knobolas, you're keeping your hand on the wall, I presume?
Yep.
Okay. So you
Bill,
Yep.
do you know how tall you must be in real life to think that reaching the ceiling is ever an option? Like, what? That's never occurred to me in my entire life. Not even in a cave.
As a 40-year-old
Okay.
man who still occasionally jumps and like hits signs and stuff, like I could tell you it's.
I was like, Ed and Bill were like the non-person asked. They like,
Yeah. You're not going to meet TaLin and Agnomeio. We're not reaching ceilings. We don't care.
All right. So
Do you ever have your husband do tall tasks? That's what Erica calls
Yeah.
it. Yeah, like tall. She
Mostly I yell at him for putting things up too high, but yeah.
so that's like a passive aggressive thing us tall people do. It's like, oh, you want you want this thing? I'm just gonna put it on top of the fridge. All right. So back to the game.
That's why I have a step stool in every room. TaLin pulls out her step stool and tries to reach the ceiling.
TaLin cannot. TaLin, you stand up on top of Booker's back and you reach up and you cannot touch the ceiling. All right. So Knobolas and
TaLin's like,
Agnomeio.
nothing's different.
Knobolas, you're keeping your hand on the side of the wall. As you continue to walk, you are heading south again. TaLin and Alessio, you do hear their shuffling feet get a little bit more muffled as they're now behind a wall that would separate the two of you. What would you like to do, Knobolas? You're leading the way.
I mean, I guess I'll keep going forward, as Agnomeio said. So let's keep making our way around, trying to map out the room a bit.
Okay.
Wait, shouldn't Alessio and TaLin follow here?
If you want to, that's completely up to you. I was kind of giving them a couple of turns to do something.
Okay, yeah, that's
But
fine.
if you detect them getting far away and you want to catch up to them, then that's totally
well,
fair.
that's the thing. I don't want to get.
Yeah, I think we wanted to stay together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold
Yeah.
on, will you close my pop-up?
All right. I won't.
We're gonna still stay on the south side of the wall
Mhm.
and follow across that way because they're on the upper side. So let's just follow that side.
Yeah.
I just want to stay close to them so we can still hear them.
All right. So you're going to continue to the south, Alessio?
Yeah, just to see if the wall still bottlenecks and kind of takes us in the same direction as where Agnomeio and Knobolas are going.
Sure. So at the moment, if let me move you only because it will help, but you could tell me like where you want to go. So if you want to keep your hand on the wall, you're actually going to be kind of over here, and the wall is actually turning again to the right, and you're feeling as if there's a large space ahead of you, like just between the echoes or some sort of sense of the air. You can tell that it's open.
Okay.
What do you want to do from here?
Man, TaLin, you think it's like that's another, like it's a different corridor to start going down? It's another.
Than the others?
Yeah.
Mentally, you guys could tell that you are definitively going down a different passage than Agnomeio and Knobolas.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was.
Oh.
That's what I was afraid of.
Oh, we don't want to split. Yeah. Should we shift over to the northern wall then? And is that a Muslim
Well, I
thing?
have a feeling some shit's about to go down with Knobolas based on what I saw on my screen.
Yeah, I probably. Yeah, we should probably stay together. I don't want to end up in a situation
Yeah.
where we're abandoning those two because all of a sudden, because basically my thought was that I thought like maybe we just kind of go like this and around the same direction, but if it's now
Right.
up and there's another pathway to go even a different direction, then yeah, that's not good. Let's
Yeah.
let's switch over to the top wall and follow that way
Yeah.
behind Knobolas and Agnomeio.
All right.
Yeah.
So Alessio and TaLin, you guys start heading a little bit over to the east, and you feel another wall. But Alessio, you felt something just barely touch the back of your heel as you were turning around to walk away.
Oh, fuck.
No
It wasn't me?
effect. No effect, but it could have been. I mean,
Definitely a snake.
it was almost as if
see.
it was almost as if your heel kind of got stuck in something very briefly, almost like when you step in gum, but then the second step didn't have any sort of effect.
If there were any critters around, like Booker would smell that or sense that and be acting weird. Do I sense that Booker feels edgy? More edgy
Well, I
than
mean-
just...
I mean, I don't know. I think Alessio just being, kind of whatever. He's probably thinking it's another Lumaglow, but it's too dark to glow.
Oh, they're so cute.
But it's too dark to glow in here.
True.
That's true.
All right.
All right. So I don't think anything of it. I just keep pressing forward to catch up to the guys.
Perfect. So as
good.
Alessio and TaLin are catching up to Knobolas, I'm going to throw you guys back in, and Knobolas, don't call things out next time. I didn't realize that you would have seen that.
Well,
but
it was
that's okay.
because I was going to do something when that popped up, and I went to go click on it, and then it disappeared.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's okay. All right. So Knobolas, you feel again this, or not again, but you feel this really cold sensation just gripping your neck, and you take 11 points of necrotic damage. And
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Can I counter spell?
it's not a spell.
It popped up like it was. That's why that's the only reason I said something.
That's
Sorry
fair.
about that.
No, it's okay. And then you lose 1 point of your strength. So if you click on your strength and just reduce it by 1, as you have this life essence sucked out of you, you guys can all roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I don't know how to reduce it by 1.
Another one of these
Oh, wait,
things.
I'll take care of it if you can't.
Okay.
I just changed the number whenever he says
That's
that.
too. Yeah, you did it right. You had a 10, I believe.
I just do the math whenever.
I'm gonna forget that I need to split
you
it back. Is what's gonna happen.
I didn't
Right.
touch it, so an 8 is
I did,
perfect.
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so we are now in combat. Knobolas, you have not rolled yet, but that's fine. All right, so this creature, actually Knobolas, at this point, it is close enough that even in this darkness, you see what can only be described as a face completely made out of shadow. But it's... what would I even compare this to? It's got these massive teeth that are all just these black lines. And it tries to almost like get directly into your face and move through you. As it does this, you feel this lethargy kind of overtake you, and you shake it off really quick. Although you're not very strong, so despite the pecs, you're not sure what the heck you
Ouch.
just saw, but it was absolutely terrifying. So Alessio, you're actually going to be up first.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm all the way in the back. So can I hear what's going on up there?
Knobolas, did you make any noise?
I would have
Did
screamed.
Knobolas make a noise, or did the monster make a noise?
In this case, there was definitely a slight noise from the monster, but probably a louder one from Knobolas. So
Okay. So I kind of looked back at TaLin. I think they ran into another one of those monsters that you ran into. Let's Let's try to catch up to them. So I
be the same
can't tell what feet I'm away, dude. So you're gonna have to help
Sure,
me.
no problem. All right, so you have your right hand on this wall, and you know that moving to the north is going to get you closer. So you have a movement of 30 feet, and I'm going to say that even though you're in the darkness, you're going to be moving as quickly as you can. So you're going to be going roughly. Whoops. Oh, you're gonna curve around this wall, and end up you actually bump into the back of Agnomeio real quick. You could tell it's him because he's very short. And TaLin, just for the sake of this, if you want to follow Alessio, I'll have you move up with him.
Okay, yeah, that's what
Okay.
I would be doing.
Cool, and Booker will go with you, but you can basically ignore your move on your turn, but you'll be up there with him. All right, so Alessio, you are now directly behind Agnomeio, and you get the sense that Knobolas is in front of Agnomeio, plus Agnomeio maybe told you.
Knobolas is in front of
Okay.
me.
But you've moved your full movement at the moment.
Okay, so I move my full movement. Man, what the hell?
I realize this is complex for you guys, so I appreciate the
Yeah, this is not easy. I
know.
This is.
I'm
It's
just
funny,
going up and down my spell
it would
list.
almost be better to just do this like theater of the mind, but I think this adds a little bit of technical thing and gives
Yeah,
people something to look at.
when you can't see anything, it's. All right, so I'm gonna try the same thing I did earlier. I'm gonna take my Shadow Blade out.
Sure.
It's dark. I feel like if well, it's my advantage anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, I yell to everybody, "I'm going to try the same thing. Shadow Blade. Everybody duck."
Sure.
So
All
I
right, so-
do the. All right, I'm making sure I'm on public roll here
Yep.
with advantage.
Is your Shadow Blade is it a spell or is it a
Yeah,
feature?
it's a
Oh,
spell.
it's a spell. Okay, just curious.
So
Oh, there it is.
25.
Okay, so that was your second use of that spell.
Be wary, you have limited uses of your freaking
Yeah.
spells.
So I don't know why it didn't reduce it, but you're now out of second level spell slots, even with a 25. So you stab out, and you do see actually the end of your blade. It kind of like sizzles, almost like a quick little spark, and you notice that there is nothing around it. But you do see Agnomeio, and in the dark, Agnomeio has got this big grin on his face for God knows what reason. Hey, you see actually, like, for the split second that you see him, Agnomeio is like passing his hand through the flame on his sword.
Oh,
but you do not
Of course
hit
he
anything.
is.
all right. So I hit nothing. Okay.
You hit nothing. I take liberties. I hope you don't mind.
That sounds about right.
I look at Agnomeio. Put away the new blade. Stop playing with it.
Stop playing with it. We're all blind now.
No,
All right. Anything else, Alessio?
Knobolas is still trying to look for Talin's 10-foot pole.
All right, Agnomeio, it is your turn.
All
You
right.
do have a hand on Knobolas at the moment, so you know where he is. And based off the sounds and kind of the movement of Knobolas, you could tell whatever this creature is, it's either directly in front of him or possibly like kind of up into the left. Like it's very close to in front of Knobolas, and he moved back away from it.
Sure. So if I move next to Knobolas, to the north of Knobolas, there, thank you.
Yep.
Am I close enough to see the shadow face, or is that
Make a perception roll with disadvantage. Let's see if yeah. Only because you have the lit blade at the moment. I'm gonna give it to you. I had a 10 in mind, but even that. So what you see is a creature known as a shadow. This creature is comprised completely of shadow, but it is very much a corporeal essence. Like it's not, you can touch it, you could hit it, you could do whatever, but it is made completely of darkness, and it clearly can move very well around in here. It is directly in front of you, and if you were to swing at it, you are sure that you would hit it with a successful hit. Like, you know where it is.
In that case, I draw forth my Paroxys's Ember Edge, and I yell out, "Have at thee, you sugary, delicious motherfucker!"
You meringue motherfucker. Ooh.
All right, so 27,
Well, that'll hit.
12 damage.
That's gotta do some damage.
Actually, so you almost kill it. It's not quite dead. You you hack this
Well,
thing,
in that
and
case-
as Pyroxys, as the Ember Edge moves through it, you see parts of the shadow just kind of dissipate and then reform around your blade, almost as if it moved out of the way. But you hear from this shadow as it is right on death's
this
door.
thing.
Oh, wow. Well, I am going to do that again. That seemed to work really well.
Wait,
Sure.
wait a second. Never mind. Sorry.
Yep.
I was just gonna say. Do you remember the room previous, guys? When if you look through the sunstone, it reveals shit. Have we tried that yet?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think actually no, technically you stabbed it with a javelin, but I'll save you guys time. It wouldn't work. So,
Okay.
yep.
Oh, boo. Okay.
All right. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to get a little attack going.
Look, Bill's like, whatever idea you think you have to create light, I will disallow it.
I've had like 3 weeks to think about this. So,
I hope
I
it's not
rolled-
one of us has this
yeah, I saw that. I
ability.
think it was a 13.
Yeah, it wasn't good enough, I'm guessing.
Yeah, no, it was actually. It's got an AC of 12, so it just barely hits. So go ahead and roll damage. I don't know what the hell's going on with the damage tonight. And whatever that is, oh, you rolled
That's a
extra
lot.
fire damage. Yeah. All right, so that is enough. So you actually see the shadow for the first time. And this thing, it's skinny at the bottom and kind of wider at the top. It has these arms. It has a face that, again, just like Knobolas saw, has these teeth made completely out of shadow. Its eyes are just blank sockets of nothing. But Ember's Edge flows through this thing, and you see the entire thing ignite almost like flash paper, and it just dissipates with a scream.
So this wasn't a meringue monster at all. It was a creme brulee monster.
It ended up as creme brulee.
Sure did. So, you guys are now out of combat.
Talon's hungry.
Agnomeio, ahead of you, you feel the room open up before you. What is in there has yet to be discovered.
Okay.
But at the moment, you feel Knobolas to your right, but you don't feel anything to your left or behind you. But you can hear Alessio and TaLin and Booker right directly behind you.
Well, I don't really want to mess up the.
Sorry, hold on. Let me interrupt.
Going.
Oh, I don't normally read out things from the chat, but David just nailed it. He said it's built the opposite of a Pixar mom. Fantastic. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
You say he's holding on to Knobolas. How is he holding on to Knobolas? Are we going with the whole peck theory that I suggested at the beginning?
I'm just. Knobolas, why are you carrying a rock in your?
Just like pulling on your nips.
Yeah,
just like
pulling on the-
just pulling a nip.
You keep claiming you're poor, but clearly you have diamonds in your shirt. Oh, I'm pouring a lot of whiskey. All right.
All right. I would like to just follow along with the group. I am not going to jump out into the.
Damn.
Yeah. All right. I think it's pour number.
Damn, Belle.
Yeah. So much for the weight loss. All right.
About to get
So what are you guys doing? Are you walking forward to the right? Are you going left? Are you keeping your hand on? What are you doing?
Yeah. Keep forward, always. Forward.
Keep follow. All right. Keep forward. Are you like literally forward, just like out into the abyss?
Oh no, along the wall.
Okay.
Touching the wall. Still following along forward.
Cool.
Yep.
So I will save
Yelling
us
at each
some
other.
I'll save us some time. So as you go along the wall, you continue to walk, you keep your hand to the right, and eventually you come to what could only be a door. And all of you, I'll drag you over there. Whether you open it or not is your choice, but there is a door to the north east of this room.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
can we see any light?
first we check if it's is the door locked.
All right, so Alessio, so you feel around a little bit, and you do find what you would assume might be a handle. It's a little tough to tell. You check the door to see if it's locked. It does not appear locked, or at least the handle seems to turn. But
And then
just
Knobolas yells when you turn it.
For your sake, not really giving anything away, but just because you didn't say it, it does seem to turn, but you don't necessarily open it.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to see if it would, whatever I thought would turn or unlock. Okay.
So I was asking, is there any can we see any light through the cracks of it? Is it?
So you see probably a little bit of dancing yellow light kind of creaking beneath the door. But you were kind of inspecting this, you were actually almost bending down, almost on your knees, before you see it just peeking down below the door.
Gotcha. So it seems like a far away light source.
It seems more like you are just barely seeing a very dull light source beneath a door.
Okay. Well, I want to get out
You
of
hear
this
anything?
tavern. I think we should just open this frickin' door.
So hold on. So TaLin, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Okie dokie.
Open it up.
Wait. Let's listen to see if anybody's sneaking around on the other side. Oh, well.
So what you hear with
I don't hear diddly squat.
Well, with a 7, this is still a very empty room. You don't hear anything through the door, but you do hear something kind of to your left, basically over to the west, and it sounds similar to what you heard with Alessio to the south, where it was a very soft grinding of the ground beneath you.
Oh, the trash compactor changed directions.
So I might be giving it the wrong impression if you're thinking of that. It's more of a picture if you had a handful of pebbles and you just kind of very quietly or very gently slid them across a concrete surface. It was
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
It's very quiet, but because you guys are the only ones in here and the air is just still, you can hear it.
It's like one of those shadow monsters taking a step or something.
Something that you've noticed is the shadow monsters don't seem to make noise unless you hit them or killed them. So it might be something else. Could be a Lumaglow.
Could be a Lumaglow. I say we just open the door.
All right.
One more thing before I open the door. Can I check it for traps?
Sure. You're definitely going to have disadvantage, but go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Okay. Oh wow, yeah. I don't see anything.
I was going to say whether you roll a natural 1 or not, it doesn't matter. So with a 5, yeah, seems fine. This door actually is weird though, because it does seem to be made out of stone. It's basically made out of the same material as the cave wall, but you did feel something that was undeniably a handle. So no traps whatsoever.
All right. Well, since it is dark and I probably can't see the facade of the door, I do kind of reach my hand up on the door to see if I could feel for any carvings or writings that may tell us what exactly it could be behind the door. Is there anything on the door?
So I would consider that part of your investigation check, but I would also say no, you don't feel anything like that.
All right, guys, looks like we're opening it slowly.
Rock and roll.
Well, I guess I like to think of it more as you don't know that you rolled shitty. You've looked at this door. You're like, hell yeah, it's not trapped. I'm the best damn rogue you've ever seen.
Yeah, it's not trapped. Let's kind of so I kind of grabbed the handle and I go check it out.
All right. So you open the door and
oh my god, fucking light finally.
You see a hallway that it seems to be filled with sunstone. The sunstones are sticking out of the walls, but the hallway itself seems about as innocuous as you could get. It's a stone floor, stone ceiling, stone walls with sunstone.
All right.
Let's go in.
The last door closed behind us. I'm a little hesitant, but
Make sure we close the door behind us, nobody else.
Should we leave a stick? Hold the door open?
Pop open.
Oh, okay.
Like a doorstop?
You certainly could. You could find
like a doorstop.
You could find a large rock if you wanted to do something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should.
I want to stick a rock to.
I don't want to get trapped.
Yeah.
Wait. Why are we leaving the door open when those shadow monsters are in the door behind
Oh,
us.
don't ruin my fun. I want to make things come out of the
we're closing
room.
Want to leave the door open with those things in there?
You want to close the door?
Yeah, let's close the door.
I'm just playing, but still. Don't ruin. All right. So all of you move through the door. I'll just kind of help you out because you're all slow. And shut the door behind you. So you are now in this approximately, like, probably say a 35-foot long hallway, as I described, filled with sunstone, and this is all raw sunstone kind of sticking out of the walls.
As I walk by it, I'm just going to be knocking some into my bag just with the hammer, just chunk, chunk, chunk.
Sure. Roll me a d20.
Yeah, okay.
No, gone.
D20.
Did you touch it with your bare hands?
No, maybe.
All right. You are able to...
Do I have to fight those things?
You're able to gather 13 pounds of raw sunstone.
Oh, all right, that's pretty good.
Oh,
But I'm not
Nice.
letting the rest of you guys roll. Because
bonus.
Yeah, then we're all like, let's all do it.
yeah, right. Everybody d20s. Yeah. All right.
Quota is made. Okay.
So at the end of this hallway, what you see is a set of stairs. Now these are very much carved stairs. They're stone. But so before you go any further, Alessio, I know you'd love to race ahead. So pause that game. All right. So ahead of you, you see some stone stairs. They are curving to the right, and they are kind of leading up somewhere. You can't quite tell where, but it does seem to be opening up to a space of some sort. I'm also realizing that I put a door in front of you, but I'm actually gonna... I don't want to delete it because because of the leveling, it will show you stuff, but there is no door ahead of you, even though it kind of looks like there is.
There's just stairs.
So pretend that you see stairs in like about 10 feet in front of where your vision ends.
There is
Technology.
no door.
There's no spoon. Got it. We go to the stairs.
We do the stairs.
Okay. You guys are gonna go up
Who
the
hasn't
stairs?
led the way yet?
Booker.
Who wants to lead the way on the stairs? Hey, I'm writing Booker.
It's
I'm
fine. I mean,
writing Booker.
I only hit
I'm
pause just so
tired.
that people to stop moving.
Certain
But
people.
How about this? This is a DM thing that people ask a lot. What is your marching order? Who is in the front? Who is second, third, fourth?
I will go first because I am brave and hardy.
All right.
Stupid.
I'm tired.
Don't mention that.
And I'm writing Booker in the back.
Okay. So Knobolas and Alessio, what are you guys doing?
I'll be second to the back,
Alright.
so I'll be in front of TaLin.
Oh, you'll be in front of TaLin. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Okay. So you guys head up the stairway. So I'll just kind of drag you up.
The short people are bookending this, and then the tall ones are in the middle.
Yeah, like a graph.
I don't know. I love that.
Parabola.
Yeah, we're a bell curve. A Gaussian distribution.
Uh-oh.
Jeez, you're a nerd.
That was too sides.
What's worse is that like I know what you're talking about, but also
You know it now.
I'm gonna yeah, right.
So who's the nerd?
The one, the nerdiest one is the one that doesn't call it first. So, all right. So you head up the stairs, and you're presented with this much different world here. Like what you see is,
Ooh.
it seems like a guard's quarters, and you see a single woman. Dwarven woman ahead of you, and she is wearing robes that are just decorated with all these runes and such. You actually recognize the pattern of her robes from the Platinum Weave quarter. She seems to be probably one of the magic users there, and she has a staff in her hand that seems to be made out of bedrock or some sort of like rock. It's a big stone stave, and she looks at you, and she says, "Hello. Well, what are you doing here?" We weren't expecting any. I'm not gonna this one time. I'm not gonna try to do any voices. Like I said, I'm still coming down with something. It's honestly, it fries my voice. I was trying to do it earlier, so just go with it. She says, we weren't expecting any visitors this time. What are you doing here?
Well, hello. Me and my companions have come to deliver this. And I pull out the freaky power hammer thing.
Ah, the auto
that I
hammer.
got. Yeah, the auto hammer. Hello,
Okay.
I believe we are supposed to be taking this to someone in the vault. Could you direct us? I got this from the Gearworks.
Merrick?
Merrick and the Gearworks. And we have no idea where. Could you give us directions, please?
This is one of those times where I didn't see this coming.
Yes! Go Nora!
so let's start.
3 weeks to prepare, and Agnomeio broke the first.
Let's start with a persuasion roll.
Okay, that's fair.
Does he get advantage for us remembering the guy's name who gave it
It
to
was
us?
not great. It was 8.
That's a good question.
I'm gonna risky whiskey that though.
That's,
yeah, we have.
I think that's fair. Let's do a risky whiskey on that.
Advantage. No, you don't. Oh, okay.
Nah,
Yeah.
I think that's good.
I have just a little bit of Kilholman left. I will take.
Oh shit.
Which Kilhoman is that?
This is the Pheno sherry matured.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. That's a good one.
It is. It's a weird one, right?
Yeah,
I
it's kinda
do.
cool. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Pheno's different.
I've never had Kilhoman.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, you're
We'll have to
missing out.
correct that.
Yeah.
I live in Utah.
The more
That's my
that I
excuse
drink
for
whiskey, the more I treasure uniqueness rather than even like they did this one step better than the other guy. Like I want something that's just brand new, and that's hard
Sure.
at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cheers.
I'm picky.
Yep. Cheers. Oh, he's
Cheers.
bottle. He's all right.
Oh my gosh. Come
All right,
on.
You know what, Agnomeio? You just bottle chugged that. I'm just gonna give it to you. You don't even have to roll for it.
Yes.
All right. So this woman, she comes up and she says, we have not been properly introduced. My name is Alina. I am here defending the chalice at the moment, and I didn't see any missive about the auto hammer, but you're welcome to leave it on the table, I suppose. Where did you come from? Did you go all the way through the chambers to get here? You didn't take the shortcut? They didn't tell you how to get in here?
What?
He definitely didn't tell us about the shortcut.
No.
At this point, you notice a staircase behind her and to the right, which does seem to lead up to just a wooden door. Where that goes, you don't know, but
I'd like to step out like beside Agnomeio.
Wait.
Like, I want to see if she reacts to like I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. Or like exert my presence there to see if she's turned on a little bit.
Have you ever? Well, let me introduce
We'll get back
you
to that.
My good friend, my good chesty friend.
Let us introduce
well-
you to our friend Nipples here. I mean,
yeah. So
Nipples from a beautiful woman.
Knobolas, I'm gonna take you at what you said. I'd like you to roll a performance check for me. This is basically a seduction roll.
There it is.
All right, let's do it.
Seducer now.
Can I just say,
her.
wouldn't it be like if you're an elf and she's a dwarf, like she's gonna find different things attractive.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought she was a dwarven woman.
His pecs are hard as rocks. I mean, that's a dwarven thing, right?
And maybe she's very accepting of all sorts of different people. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just saying.
Look, Bill.
So
Maybe she's an equal opportunity lover. Don't
That's
All
what
right.
Bill was
Okay.
So let me
Everybody's got their kink.
all right. So let me focus here on Knobolas for a minute. So you rolled a 13. I'm not reacting either way. I'm going to give you a chance. If you want to risky whiskey, then you can. But keep in mind, with risky whiskey, you have to take the new roll. What would you like to do?
Oh, he's drinking the-
Come on,
Chalising.
unicorn chalice. Yes, unicorn chalice. It's got this. It's got this. It's gonna show
boy.
up and
All
roll
right.
him a 20.
All right.
That chick is about to
This is
be
what
so
Knobolas
wet.
is looking for. Wait, what?
Yeah.
I heard the last part of that.
All right. Rock and roll, lady boner. Let's go.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
I'm the only one on the stream who's allowed to say that.
All right, shush. All right, me and Knobolas only. All right,
here we go.
Knobolas, how much was left in that thing? Because I heard your question. What was left in that?
It was a full pour. It wasn't of the Knob Creek. I actually poured some of the 1792 foolproof.
And it was that chalice was like a full pour.
I mean, it wasn't full completely,
but it was a all right. I'm gonna
to
give you advantage on your roll because I set the precedent with Agnomeio here, and you know, if you guys are chugging like a whole drink.
And the dude chugged a 1792 foolproof. Those ones can get up to like 130.
That's no joke.
Yeah, that's one of those where I actually put water in it. You know, man.
Yeah, it's hot. Yeah. It's hot. I felt that. I have some acid reflux today.
So you rolled a 16, which is pretty good. So Alina here, she steps up to you, Knobolas, and she says,
she takes it.
Wow, you must have worked really hard to get here. I've gone through the chambers before. That's not an easy feat. So why don't you come over here, sit down at my table. Tell me all about it. What are you actually doing here?
Normally I would be like I feel like normally I'd be suspicious, but I feel like I'm also like really horny. So
okay.
You just seduced her, and then you're suspicious that she fell for your seduction.
He's a complicated man.
Oh, I'll join her. She said she asked me to sit with her.
Yeah. All right, so you guys sit down at the table, and she kind of puts her staff. She leans it up against the table. It's still definitely very much like within reach, but you get the sense that she's in this guardhouse for a certain amount of time. She seems to be alone. She's probably bored, and you just came in, and something about you is very much attractive to her. And I will tell you, like with your role, like, it doesn't seem to be a ruse. She does genuinely seem to be like, hey, what's going on? You know, right? So, like, how you doing? Right? So, okay. So she asked you. She's like, tell me about your travel through the chamber.
Oh, it was extremely dangerous. There were dark, shadowy figures that tried to attack us, and no one warned us about those either. I mean, what kind of hosts are you guys? Not even, giving us a heads up about that. Agnomeio's back there, like he's doing what he's doing right now.
So put it this way: anybody who interjects, that is in character. All right. So do that with purpose. All right. Yeah. So she is.
Alessio's back there going, dude, no.
So
dude, she's hot.
Don't blame her on being a bad host.
Yeah.
So she didn't invite us. She didn't know we were coming. I'm talking about the people that let us in the front door.
But you said you people. Don't.
Oh yeah, never say you people.
Yeah, don't say you people.
Those assholes at the door. They just didn't know.
I feel like my
lazy
warning
bums.
wasn't. I feel like my warning wasn't heeded here. All right. So last chance though. Alina's gonna look at Knobolas. So she's listening intently to your story, and you actually see her. She's holding her staff, and you see her gently moving her hand up and down the staff, like very subtly. And she says, it gets it gets really lonely here while I'm on guard duty. Why don't you your friends delivered what they need to. Why don't you hang out for a little while? And I'll tell.
Oh, go ahead.
She says, I'll tell them how to get out of here through the other door, but so they don't have to go back through the caverns. But you should stay here with me.
Do I still have my big black rod?
Yes, you do.
Can I just subtly like mimic her hand motions?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, hold on. I wanna make another roll because hilarious. Let's do. Well, what are you trying to insinuate? Are you trying to keep the conversation going? What's the rest of the group doing? Let's address that. What's the rest of the group doing during this?
Oh, I'm hoping she's looking like very intently at Knobolas so we can kind of poke around a little.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's like a she fell hard. Like she is locked eyes with Knobolas at the moment. She is not a very good guard.
That's all Alessio was doing. He just wants to know how he can get to that chalice.
Sure. So
wait,
you're
looking.
looking.
She's holding the chalice. Sorry,
No, she's definitely not holding the chalice. So what you see from just looking around this room? Let me actually even describe this room. So for anybody who's listening, right? So the floor is made out of marble, but it's like very intricately carved. There is a table with 4 chairs within this room. There is a door to your right, but there's also a door ahead of you, and then there is a staircase kind of like ahead of you to your left. That seems to be leading up to a wooden door. Doesn't seem like very, very heavy duty, almost if maybe it's like a secret entrance into this area. Or maybe just to make the guard's life easier, who knows. The door to your right, though, seems like it belongs in this room, almost as if this room has 2 chambers in it, but you don't know what's behind it. The door in front of you would be kind of a linear path through where you're going. Like, that seems as if it leads out of the room.
TaLin is very awkward right now and just like turned around, staring at Booker, like pulled off one of the books that she carries around and is just like awkwardly Hi! Speaking of,
my God,
hello, beautiful.
He's grown like twice the size since we last saw him.
He's
He's gorgeous.
This is
He's
Barley.
beautiful.
So
Hi, Barley. That's the best name.
Sorry, he
That's
was
so
just sitting there
good.
panting at me because I have him locked down here because I can't be trusted not to bark at midnight and wake up everybody. So sorry. All right, so
Barley.
what would you all like to do? I apologize.
I mean, I think
Ta-
I'll go ahead. I think I got a handle on her. I'll keep her entertained. That's for sure. And then you guys go do what you need to do.
okay.
Yep. TaLin's awkward and just like staring at Booker. Like she's just straight up turned around and is staring at Booker and like pulled out a book and like awkwardly just trying to find something to do.
You're reading a book and Knobolas is stroking his big black rod. Got it. All right. So,
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine her like trying to be distracted, but then she actually grabs like Freud or something, and she's like, "Oh shit, this is the worst thing ever."
Just like, no. An anatomy book. She's no.
Awesome. All right. So she, as you guys are kind of poking around the room, she does get your attention. Like, she's not, under a spell. She looks around. She's like, so, all right, would you all like to, do you want to leave? Do you, like, what do you dropped off the auto hammer. I don't really know what that's about, but clearly you have it. I'm just assuming something got lost in translation here. Do you want to take the back door out of
We're
here?
supposed to deliver that to the miners that could use it.
Oh, sweet
Like,
lady.
if you can't use it, we're clearly the wrong person.
Of course,
to
we couldn't
deliver
we
it
couldn't
to.
we couldn't put it upon you to deliver it. We'll deliver it.
But she says,
We need to know it's going to go to who's going to use it correctly and
we
is supposed
are
to be getting it. Right.
Very professional.
Are you implying that this fine woman doesn't know how to use a tool?
What the fuck, Knobolas?
she looks.
Trying to fuck this up.
So
I'm sure she knows how to use a tool, but
she reaches out and she actually places her hand upon that same big black rod, Knobolas, and she says, "By the way, my name's Alina, and I assure you, I definitely know how to use this." But she looks over at you guys and she says, "If you're looking for the miners, though, you are far off. That you took a wrong turn somewhere. This is the vault. You shouldn't have even gotten in here if you were looking for the miners." And
Okay,
then
well, can you,
Of course.
all right, so I look at her and I say, well, while you're sitting here with Knobolas, getting to know each other, can you kind of direct us to where these different doors go so we can maybe get out of your hair?
she says, "Well, I wouldn't open that door to your side there. That's the bed chamber, and Gruff is currently sleeping over there. The other guard helping me to watch this door, and the door behind me. There's no way you're getting in there. That's the Chamber of Kings. The stairs behind me, though, that'll take you up into Ragnar's house, which I don't imagine he would be expecting you. Probably wouldn't be very happy to see you." But as the leader of the Goldbeards, he has need to get down here frequently, so he has a special route into the Chamber of Kings.
so was the stairs to Ragnar's like the route you expected us to have come through instead of the chamber?
Well, I imagine that if you were down here for any reason that would bring you into this guard chamber, that Ragnar would be aware of it. The fact that you're bringing something for the miners, I can only imagine that those fools at the front gates gave you bad directions, or perhaps you didn't make your.
Is this hazing? Is this dwarf hazing? Is this what you do?
I assure you, this is absolutely not hazing, and you're starting to lose her a little bit. Like,
So, tell me about this bedroom chamber.
Oh, there we go.
It's currently occupied.
she says, at the moment. You know what, Knobolas, I want you to roll one more performance check for me. Hey, well, sorry, performance or persuasion, your choice.
Oh no, we're performing it all. Let's do it. Oh, 22.
22. So you flex both of your pecs for a minute, like almost like what's his name? That shoot, what is that guy's name?
The Rock.
Well, sure, we'll go with him. But I was thinking, I was thinking of the dude that used to do the Old Spice
Dwayne Johnson.
commercials. He's like, I'm on a horse, right? Like he's like
yeah.
So you flex your pecs a couple of times, and immediately she gets she regains eye contact with not your eyes, and you get her attention again, and she's like, look, I can't let you up into Ragnar's chambers, especially if he doesn't see you coming. The only way that you could go would be back the way you came, which I understand is going to be difficult, but clearly you were able to make it through one time. You could do it again. However, what? And she looks at you. She's like, I never caught your name.
Oh, me?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be truthful. I'm Knobolas.
The knob.
Knobolas. That is a very unique name. Almost. I can't think of the word. Shit. Damn it. This is hard to do. She's almost like tell it, like she's trying to be like oh, knob, right? Yeah, exactly. So she's like, that's a unique name. You can stay if you'd like to. And you asked about those chambers. I mean, I could certainly wake Gruff up, tell him it's his turn a little sooner, and maybe you could hide around the corner. He won't see you, and you and I could go waste some time. I've got a few more hours left in my guard duty here.
Does Gruff like pork? We could hang out with Gruff. We don't want to ditch Knobolas, though.
So actually, at this point, I would say you guys have talked enough that you see the door open, and you see another dwarf kind of make his way out of the door, and this
Gruff. Already love pork.
This dwarf, as he walks out the door, TaLin, you address him by his name, and he looks at you a little bit confused. And he kind of barges out of the door, and you see a stout dwarf with a long braided copper beard decorated with golden beads. He's covered in a lot of what you could only assume would be battle scars. This is a guy who does not fuck around. And he looks at the four of you plus Booker, and he's does Gruff like getting porked. Damn it, David. I need to not have the chat open. No, don't delete your message. Just own it, David.
Delete it all.
That's what you're
Right,
immediately.
So Gruff walks out, and he sees you, and he says, what the hell's going on here? Alina, what are all these people doing in here? There's nobody allowed here during this time. You know that Ragnar is going to be here pretty soon. We can't have strangers here. And he looks directly at you, Alessio, and he says, "What are you doing in my guardhouse?"
We were dropping off this beautiful hammer as a tool for the miners. However, your idiots at the front gate gave us bad directions.
Make a persuasion check with advantage. Because you're using Alina's story, so she might back you up if you roll well enough. All right, with a 13. Ooh, that's tough. Actually, I'm gonna have him roll for that.
Risky whiskey.
You could risky whiskey before I roll if you'd like to.
I'll risky whiskey it.
I'd rather not fuck this situation up. We're doing so well.
You guys are actually doing better than I expected.
Well, Knobolas is doing well.
That's fair. That's his role, you know. That's his role. Ooh, better by 1. All right, but I'm still gonna have them roll an insight. Let's see.
Well, of course.
A disadvantage because they just woke up and they're tired?
You know what? That is a fair point. I will do that. I won't tell you what he rolled, but at disadvantage. Okay. So Gruff. So he does kind of drop his guard a little bit, and he walks up to you, Alessio, and he kind of walks around you, and he's looking at you, and then he sees you, Agnomeio, and you have this weird fiery sword in your hand. Alessio, your sword, I believe, is still in its scabbard, because you used your ability, but it's been a little while. And he walks over to Alina, and he kind of whispers something to her that you guys can't hear. And they're standing together. And Gruff says, Alina, we can't have these people here. Ragnar's going to be here any minute. If he sees other people in this chamber, it's going to be a problem.
Ragnar! That wasn't when we're supposed to get this job for Ragnar? Was that the guy? Was he coming here? Oh, what perfect timing!
Perfect!
It's perfect
It's
timing!
perfect!
Oh, what? This is just good luck. Earls be praised. We have met the people we were meant to. Oh, let's all hang out.
Yep.
So Gruff steps forward. He says, Did you say Eros?
I am a proud urolothic. Oh, you said
I'm a proud urologist. So Gruff actually, he walks up to you and he kind of whispers to you. He says, I also follow the teachings of Eros, but let's keep that between us. And he says, you are welcome to stay here. It is safe. Ragnar will be around probably in about 10 minutes or so. I know he's coming down to get the Chalice of Kings. If you need to meet with him, this would be the time.
That's plenty of time for Knobolas and what's her face, right?
Yeah, man, I'm just feeling really tired. I kind of need to go. Can you show me the red room? The bedroom, not the red room. Whoa. Sorry.
Red room,
Pretty much. I mean,
room?
Oh God. We're all gonna die.
all right.
Can you
So
show me the murder chamber?
Speaking of Freud,
So-
there.
Alina, actually, she's like, well, I mean, there's a lot of people here. We're not going in the room for what you think we're going in the room. But she grabs you by the hand, Knobolas, and she starts to leading you over there.
Oh, nice. Go make out.
I'm gonna turn back and like wink at my group, like, see y'all later.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
So Knobolas, you follow her in, and the door closes behind you. All right. So Alessio, Agnomeio, and TaLin, you're all left here with Gruff, who, again, very clearly a seasoned warrior. Something about him carries the weight of, think of like, what is it, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, right? Like, you've got this one dude who, this is like the highest position that he could have, defending the Chalice of the Kings. Despite all of the war that he has seen, this is what he's aspired to. And he does take this fairly seriously. There's no chance you're getting past him, probably without violence. But at the moment, he is not aggressive towards you. He sees you as people who are here inconveniently, but not an enemy. What are you doing?
Well, I would like to jump in this, very specifically, this chair, the one that is across from the door.
Sure.
And stare, give Alessio a knowing look towards that door, and then, Gruff, why don't you come and regale me with some tales of the dwarves? I so do wish to know more about our brothers in the tunnels.
And he comes
So
over.
I sit next to Agnomeio. I sit next to Agnomeio, or stay next to him.
Sure.
And I'm like, I love like dwarven lore and dwarven history, and I have great respect for it. The Ember Forge, I think, is an amazing tradition of y'all's. This is a huge honor. Like, how does one like you reach this sort of honor? How does anybody reach this sort of honor? You must have done something amazing. Like, as a historian and scholar, like, I'm super legitimately curious about how you got to this position.
I like that enough that I'm not actually going to make you roll for it. I think you nailed that. to the point where if you rolled a natural 20, I'd be like, oh, you start talking to him about how this is such an honor and blah, blah, blah. So you guys, I will say that you have Gruff captivated. Alessio, if you are going to do something, I would say, given your stealth, he will not notice you, at least for like a couple minutes, unless you make a noise. So what are you doing?
All right.
Also, I have pen and paper out during this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That being
all right.
said, he is telling you guys all about the some of the history of Erngorzuk, and when there was you guys have kind of learned a little bit about this.
The
with
Underdark?
not the Underdark, but there was an invasion by goblins and bugbears a while back, which actually like decimated the population of Erngorzuk, almost to the point where. I say decimated. I don't mean decimated. They killed plenty of people, but not like reduced them to 10%.
Yeah.
Whereas the invasion of the Underdark, that did. But he fought alongside a number of Ironheart on their bears and like all this shit, and he's telling you all about this, and it's a riveting story. But he is fully into telling you. Like even Alessio, even if you roll like somewhat bad, he might not notice you. But we'll see what the rolls come up with. What are you doing?
All right. Well, first thing I'm doing is I'm putting up my hood for my cloak,
Excellent.
which gives me some extra stealth, extra sneakiness.
I believe that gives you advantage on stealth, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it gives me some advantage on stealth. So while his back is turned and kind of engaging with TaLin and Agnomeio, I go straight to the door here
Okay.
to check it out.
As you approach the door, you feel the ring on your finger tighten. You are getting very close.
Of course I do.
This door is definitely locked. You can see, but it's locked from this side. Not locked from the other side. Almost as if you get the impression, just knowing what you know, this might be the only way in or out. You can see the lock. It's complex, but not beyond your capabilities. If you wanted to unlock it, you could certainly make a roll. Or investigate, or whatever you'd like to do.
Okay, so first things first. I think what I want to do is... okay, so while he's talking with Gruff, I kind of sneakily go behind Gruff, and I search, and I kind of check him for any set of keys he may have.
Oh, okay. All right, so he's distracted, so you can make let's give you an advantage on sleight of hand.
Well, I'm not attempting to steal the keys.
Oh, you're just
yet.
looking. Okay.
I'm looking to see if he has keys on him.
Okay, make a perception check.
Okay. Oh, 7.
So here's the thing, and you picked exactly the right thing to check for. Even with your 7, you look at Gruff and you don't see any keys. However, when you turn around in kind of defeat, you notice there is a set of keys hanging on the wall. It's locked from this side.
So they're just hanging there
they're just hanging on the wall. Yep. You got very
Even
lucky.
TaLin can see the keys, and she's like, yo, look at the keys over there.
The keys are on the wall. Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, really?
So you hear Gruff. He starts talking about channeling the power of Uros within battle. And Agnomeio, you're diving right into that, and you're helping back up. Reinforce his story. TaLin, you're jotting down some notes. What are you doing, Alessio?
Yeah.
Well, as soon as I notice the keys on the wall, Alessio wastes no time. He uses his stealthiness to go right to the wall and grab the keys.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check, and there's a reason for it.
All right. Is this with advantage or no?
I'm gonna say straight roll, and a big part of me really hopes that you fail this for reasons. 21. Oh, damn it. All right. So you reach up, you grab the keys off the wall. They make absolutely no sound. And you kind of turn around, and then suddenly you hear kind of a rhythmic banging from the other side of one of the stone walls. and you see Gruff. He looks over at the towards the door. Had he looked over at just the wrong moment, he would have seen you taking those keys off the wall, Alessio. But he seems distracted by whatever Alina and Knobolas are up to. And he doesn't.
In
What?
silence.
What was that? No,
Were we
what'd you say?
making that much noise?
I mean,
Yeah.
I suppose
Well,
you,
yeah.
I'm
Enjoy
giving
it.
you some
Wait,
credit, I
I'm
suppose.
sorry. What
Knobolas.
are you doing this quiet? Like what? Why are you not making noise?
We had 10 minutes.
Knobolas has some very kinky silence.
10 minutes and you can't get her to make some noise? Come on. Yeah,
Come on,
you
man.
can.
I'm not thrilled with this yet.
I mean, I'm gonna assume some stuff about you, Clifton, but I'm also going to tell you, yes, she's making some noise. All right, so,
Okay.
so, Alessio, you get away with grabbing the keys completely silently, and although Gruff looks up to see, he kind of laughs to himself. He's like, you know, she's been on guard duty for the last 3 hours. I suppose I'll give her a break. And he goes back to talking to you, TaLin and Agnomeio. Totally doesn't notice you, Alessio. And so you now have a keys in your hand.
All right, so I go to the door. I slowly insert the key as.
So does
quietly
Knobolas.
I
Of course. Sorry, that was way too obvious. I shouldn't have
I
even
think
gone
he's
there.
inserting more than a key.
There's a second bed in here. I mean, just saying.
Yeah.
All
got
right,
your
so I
choice.
insert the key slowly, checking it, making sure I
Mm-hmm.
don't make too much noise.
And the door unlocks. You can hear a click within the lock, and you're confident the door is unlocked now.
All right. So what I do is, so I do this move where I open the door only as wide as I can get my body through, and to sneak myself in and snake in and shut the door as quickly as I can, like
All right.
quietly.
So then, without opening the door, I'm actually going to drag you over to the other side, so that the other players can't see anything. So you find yourself on a staircase. Seems to go down about 20-30 steps. It's a very large staircase, and it leads down into a room. All that you can see from where you are is a red rug, like a red carpet kind of thing. Red rug. Yeah. Yep. So you are now on the other side of this door. All right. So we're gonna pause on you, Alessio. Knobolas, you find yourself done. She seems happy. What?
That was the most anticlimactic. Like,
That was
oh,
fast.
Well, I mean, if
You
it sounds
find
like,
yourself done. Completed. Mission complete.
Right? It's like a man. You're like.
I'm not
yeah,
going to say this is like a PG-13 stream, but I'm also not going to say it's NC-17. So you are satisfied, and so is she. So
Okay.
she
Is
actually,
she for real though, or is she faking it?
you know what? Actually, let's do
It's
this.
been 10 minutes.
Knobolas, roll a performance check.
An
for me.
insight check?
No,
Wait,
because
I was just like, I don't want to know. That would be so like. That would make me feel horrible if she.
roll your damn performance check.
Oh, you can offer to
Okay.
keep going.
Too bad I risky whiskied it.
19.
okay,
What is that? 24. Knobolas, you have never been sure that she is actually she was done long before you were. She kind of just humored you until you finished. So, all right.
Not good.
Fun either, but okay.
Not common, but happens.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, you know what? Actually, I take that back. With 24 without getting too much detail, you're both happy.
We were
Let's just say you're
at the same time. How about that?
it was conveniently quick, but she's not sad about it.
Okay.
I love that Bill drank whiskey tonight.
I'm trying to yeah.
This is why we want Bill to drink whiskey.
Agreed. Agreed.
This is more difficult than you know. And I chose my words properly.
Well, what she said.
All right. So well, no, I purposely didn't say harder than you know. All right. So Knobolas, Alina actually she leaves the door first. She's beaming, and Knobolas, you walk out. You actually didn't even bother to put your shirt back on. You're just like, yeah, what the hell.
I was gonna say if I satisfied her so well, do I have time to search this like chest beside the bed
Oh.
or no?
Yeah. She walked out first. I'll give you. Let's.
She
do
doesn't
this.
even want to cuddle. They're not even like
She's
hanging out
She's
cuddling.
on duty. This is like taking a dump on company time, right? Like you gotta be quick, but like all right with it.
Yeah, no. Then you just sit
such a
around, flip
romantic
around on your
girl.
cell phone.
I am.
Social
yes.
media. You know, like
yeah.
you
All right.
make that dump last.
Knobolas, roll me a d20. If you roll above a 13, you're gonna find something good.
Ooh, okay. No advantage because of how well
Nope.
I performed.
Nope.
I'm so good at sex, I find things.
Oh,
I don't know. That was like a 2 minute. That was like a 2 minute drill. I don't know if that was good.
Nah. So realistically speaking, that was probably about 7 minutes. You know. So do with that what you
longer
will.
than the average male. I'm good.
But you know, she might have told you that speed was important in this instance. Anyway, let's move on past that. So you rolled a natural
I rolled a
1
1. I didn't
because I
find
totally
shit.
want to focus on that because that's way funnier. You look at this chest and you go to open it and you notice that Alina actually she kind of glances back towards like why isn't Knobolas behind me? Like she's walking out the door. She kind of expected you to be right behind her, and you catch on to that. I'll give you that with the natural 1. So you race out of the room, but you do not get anything from the chest, unfortunately.
I was imagining he like tripped and hit his head like on the corner of the nightstand kind of thing.
I fucking bled out and died. This.
Not quite that, just like 1 point of damage. But Alina comes back to help you and bandage it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh?
You know, she's short.
Yeah.
She whatever. All right, so let's go on from here. Knobolas, Alina, you have now rejoined the party. Knobolas, everybody knows exactly what you've done. There is no question. Alessio is no longer in the room, but based off
So
his
I jump before Alina can notice anything. I jump and I'm like, Alina, have you heard about what Gruff has done before? And I like recount like his most recent story.
So you notice that Alina, she actually had left her staff kind of out here, but her cheeks are a little bit flush, and she says, "Yeah, I've heard more than once about Gruff. You know, I mean, we've done more than one guard duty together, and he's told me quite a few stories. Definitely impressive. And she looks over.
But
you,
Alina,
Knobolas.
you have this guard duty also. How did you end up involved? I'm trying to like also draw her in and make her not notice Alessio's missing.
It's mine.
Sure.
You can share.
I have -1 charisma, okay? I'm not wooing anybody.
You know, you could. So as she's saying definitely impressive a couple of times talking about Gruff, she's actually looking over at Knobolas. And she looks back at you, TaLin, and she says, yeah, I mean, I've got my reasons for being here too. And she starts going into her whole being, you know, learning about magic through the platinum weave. And she starts talking about a little bit about it. Knobolas and I'd say basically everybody but TaLin, you are off the hook as far as attention. So Agnomeio, Knobolas, and Alessio, what are you guys doing?
Knobolas is just still like in like this euphoric state of like that was the best I've had in a while.
Yeah, since yesterday when you were at the come and go or whatever it's called.
Well, you know,
The come right in. Yeah.
Was it yesterday?
I think it was yesterday. I was thinking about that.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it was like either yesterday or like last night.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
It's more than a couple hours. That's all we need, right?
Yeah.
I asked Gruff if he would like some fatback bacon with a side of chitlins. I just start pulling plates out of there.
No, nobody wants chitlins.
Everyone
Chicharrones,
wants
so.
chitlins. Eat the chitlins.
No, nobody wants chitlins. Nobody wants your chitlin.
You start reaching into Salt's bag of yum-yums and pulling out random articles of food. Gruff looks very excited. You get the impression that although the room here is not like bad, it's boring. And maybe they aren't fed very well. Blame the whiskey. He's excited to see this food, but there's no means to cook it here.
Well, I assume you can.
A flame.
We'll flame it up with the swords and stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
we'll do a quick
Gruff
barbecue.
Gruff reaches forward. He removes a middle plate out of the table ahead of him, and there's like a little charcoal pit. And TaLin, you light it on fire. Agnomeio, you throw some pork on the fire, and you guys start cooking it up. I'd say at this point,
barbecuing together.
We're having an underground barbecue.
So,
I love this.
Alina is actually super into this as well. TaLin and Agnomeio, you both definitely have Gruff and Alina's attention. Knobolas, you are now out of sight-ish. I'm sure Alina will be glancing at you from time to time. But Alessio, let's go to you. You are now on the other side of this door. You're standing at the top of the stairs. And like I mentioned, at the bottom of the stairs, you see a red rug kind of leading into the room.
All right, so I'll slowly make my way down the stairs.
Sure. All right, so you make your way down the stairs. Pretty. Actually, roll me a stealth roll. Let's do that.
Two barrel.
A 30. You actually disappear from this campaign and appear in a different campaign.
I think
All we know is he walks back in and the chalice of kings is like in his belt, is in his crotch,
Yeah,
hidden in his pants.
At this point, I've stolen everything in the room. Everything.
He looks like Jimmy Russell walking back in, packing, hiding that thing in his pants.
He's got a Pringles can going on. All right, so I miss those guys, man. All right, so Alessio, in this room, what you see ahead of you, you see what appears to be a floating chalice. Upon closer inspection, you notice that there's just a clear pillar below it, but this chalice is floating, quote unquote, about 3.5 feet above the ground, on top of another pillar with stairs leading up to it. To your right, there are 8-9 different chests just sitting there. But this room, actually, I should probably take a minute back. This room is gigantic. So the room that you're standing in, the floors are completely made of marble. There are various sunstones sticking out of the walls. The roof itself is probably about 30 feet up. There's chests. There's just other forms of opulence. There's tapestries on the wall. This room is probably what you envision to be the vault. And ahead of you is what you can only imagine is the Chalice of Kings. It is clearly cut from sunstone. It looks rough, but that's what you've heard that it's described as. Like, you have no doubt in your head that this is the Chalice of Kings.
And you said it's
probably
possibly
about 50 feet ahead of you. At the end of
from sunstone, you said?
Correct. Yeah. The Chalice of Kings. I forget if I ever actually said this, but the Chalice of Kings is carved. It was found naturally within a sunstone. Somebody was kind of just mining it like normal, and they found this thing. It was like the perfect shape for a chalice, if not a little bit rough. And it was taken by Ragnar Goldbeard as something he decided to just drink out of. And from what you've been able to learn around the city of Erngarzuek is that there are magical properties to this chalice, but you do not know them.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know time is short here, and I can't sit here and be like, investigate the whole damn room. So part of Alessio was like, I have to move swiftly, but carefully. So I walked down the red room rug,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of approached the chalice, because the chalice you said is floating above this circular stand, correct?
So it's on a transparent pedestal. It appears to be floating, but it's not actually. It's like resting on.
Actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think plexiglass.
All right. So because I want to be careful, I don't want to set any alarms off. Basically, I don't want to walk up there. So what I'm going to do is use the mage hand to go up there and grab the chalice.
Okay. So you're going to use the mage hand to grab the chalice off of the pedestal.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, make a sleight of hand check for me. And roll really well.
Oh God. 24.
A 24. Okay. We're going to pause there. And we're going to go back to the group we're not going to end the episode, although we totally should. We're not going to end quite yet.
It's getting late, dude.
I know. I'm sorry. I just saw it, but give me like 5 more minutes. We're going to go back to the room. We have TaLin, Agnomeio, and Knobolas with Gruff and Alina, as well as Booker. What are you doing at this point? You've noticed the lack of Alessio, and you suspect that the guards here are probably going to notice pretty soon too. What are you doing?
Well, I feel like based on our conversation last week, it's like we knew that he's like doing his own thing. Like, I don't think we should be like, where is he? I think we should just all know that like he's up to something. We should protect him and make sure he's safe.
Sure.
Yeah, we're trying to distract the guards from noticing, right, that Alessio is missing.
I'd like that.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you guys are working on distracting the guards. So Alessio will go back to you.
Agnomeio puts 15 pounds of pork on the table.
So much pork.
Totally fine.
Chops. Just sides, just big old whole hog. I'm just pulling a full pig out of there.
Right? Yeah, we're doing like a full-on barbecue.
Well, we also learned that bag is not just for pork. Because we obviously learned that Agnomeio doesn't like pork. So, like, why are you...
I'm sorry. Agnomeio loves pork. Who are you talking to?
Agnomeio likes pork. Ed doesn't eat pork.
All right. Because we're late on... Because we're rich on time, let me just hop into this. So, Alessio, you grab the chalice off of the pedestal using your mage hand. Even with your sleight of hand check, the problem is it's a pressure plate. And you see from the sunstone to your left... this gigantic 15-foot tall golem emerges from the wall.
Oh, fuck. I'm dead.
And it starts just freaking yelling it. Intruder alert! Intruder alert!
Oh,
and you see it charge from the side, and it sees you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Yeah!
Oh, boy.
Oh, shit.
Awesome.
Yeah, I thought walking up on the actual pedestal would have set something off, but that was wrong.
All right. So everybody, so next weekend is Labor Day weekend. So we are not going to have an episode on Monday. We will see for the following weekend. I might actually have to travel for work. I hate to do two weeks missing in a row, but we'll see. It's still undetermined. My boss is like trying to get approval, et cetera, et cetera. But stay tuned. We'll see what happens. I thought we were going to get to this golem tonight, but it sounds like we're going to start next week or next time with a battle. And Alessio is all by himself.
And it looks like he's made
by yourself.
I'll say one thing. It looks like he's made of some fire, and it looks like I have an ice sword. So
yeah.
Boom.
So I will tell you, he's made out of sunstone. He looks very similar to what you fought in the other room.
Oh.
Still got an
shit.
ice sword. Still got an ice sword.
But we'll see. I mean, that sword is definitely going to help.
Knobolas should have advantage on everything in this next battle because he's still riding the high.
I will, you know what? I will commit. I will give you advantage on anything charisma based.
That doesn't help me in battle, Bill.
Try to fuck the golem.
Yeah, you could try to seduce the golem. Why not?
Oh, you can seduce the golem.
Okay.
Hey, you big, sexy, shiny rock guy.
Hey there, precious. My precious.
My precious.
You look
And make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when that happens.
Awesome.
Yes.
So thank you everybody who's watched tonight's episode. This is episode 50. This is kind of like we didn't really call it out. This is a momentous thing, and it's going to be the episode before Alessio dies. So that's very important.
Yes,
and no snakes.
I'm going to use every trick in the book.
I'm going to kill Alessio with something other than snakes. So I'm happy with myself. All right. Thank you everybody for joining us here on Dungeons and Drams, and have a great rest of your night. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.